What's up, YouTube? Just uh, just an update on that Gary Russell and Devin Haney issue. It looked like Fanon had an interview with Gary Russell as well as Bill Haney, um, and it looked like they had some sort of disagreement on what the issues were surrounding the fight and all that jazz. And um, I guess Fanon was I think he posted a video after that, and he said he wasn't going to interview anymore. Interview fighters and all that sort of thing, like players involved in the fight game type thing, because of I guess he just said because it ends up the way the Devin Haney, Bill Haney, and Gary Russell fiasco turned out. Um, but the thing about it is, there's some conspiracy theories out there about what transpired with the Bill Haney, uh, Gary Russell, I guess back and forth regarding the contract disputes and who's at fault, who wants to fight, and Fanon. Even shout out to Fanon and Blue Blood Sports about this. They've been reporting heavily on it, but we can't be surprised that it's a lot of corruption in boxing. And I'm not saying the corruption is good or bad. It's just part of boxing. It's been a part of boxing forever. I don't particularly care for it, but it's just been around. That's just part of the sport, and it won't change until you get to a point where there is an oversight. Not the promotion companies, not the networks, because the networks are going to treat it like it's WWE or something. Not the networks, not the promotion companies. It has to be regulated by the sanctioning bodies. And right now, the sanctioning bodies are in bed with promotion, in bed with the networks, because you can see it how they create belts, super champ, people champ. They create it for the network or the particular promoter, so they can have champions on the network or in that promotional camp, because it doesn't make the promoters nor the networks money if you have a singular belt and the champion is confined to one network. Because right now boxing is fractured, where it's all under, you got like the top tier welterweights under PBC, and they're fighting within each other. So all the other promoters and networks are out of the loop. So what do? They create a people champ or a super champ for the other networks to actually have a shot at promoting the WBC or the WBA and that sort of thing. So the corruption's been there, and I hear people talking that Floyd, had some sort of influence on the Haney Gary Russell fight. He probably had. That's not odd in this sport, because people are influenced by the potential money, the potential direction that they want their particular fighter of interest to go. It's all driven by money. So if Floyd has some sort of uh, direction that he wants Tank to go, or he will have a direction that he wants Haney to end up going, because everybody knows Haney is going to end up he's probably going to campaign at 147 once he fills out and matures a bit, because he's 21. By the time he's 23, 24, he'll probably be campaigning at welterweight, and at that point he'll probably run into the fighters like Ennis. So Ennis is probably going to be I think he's campaigning at 147. So that's probably going to be the two big names at the welterweight division once all of the current superstars start to age out. So it's just a plan by the promoters and the people of influence in the sport. It's just sad to see, because ultimately, until we get some sort of regulation on it, on boxing, meaning the sanctioning bodies grab a hold of what's real and what's not, and where the influences are and where they shouldn't be coming from. Until then, it's going to be corruption. That's just what it is. The sanctioning bodies need to grab hold to the corruption. Once they grab hold to the corruption and get it under control, it won't be any issue. If the WBC was to say, you know what, it's going to be one belt, one champ, it would actually force promotion companies and networks to actually make agreements within networks or within promotion. I mean, between the two, because it doesn't make sense for your fighter not to have a shot at the belt or not to have a shot at a particular fighter because you have a different promotional company or you're under contractual agreement with a network. That makes no sense. So what the promotion, what the sanctioning bodies did was they just created more belts, which just created more controversy and more corruption and actually watering down the championship status. Because right now, what do you have in each division? You got like 3, 4, 5 champs that's holding belts, which makes no sense. It should be one champ. The MMA has it right. Until we get some sort of grasp or understanding. They criticize Dana White like he has too much control of the MMA, but everybody gets a shot. People get shots. The top 10, they knock them down one by one. Whoever, if the champ is there and you're in the top 10, you get an opportunity at the belt. That's just how it should be, because one man controls. He controls what goes on. He is the sanctioning body. He controls the belts. So the belts, everybody gets an opportunity at the champ, no matter what. So it's no ducking, dodging, and all that thing. You either fight or you relinquish the belt. Period. Until that happens, it's just not going to be a fair game. So anyway, shout out to Blue Blood Sports. Shout out to Fanon. Y'all did a great job on that. But yeah, ain't nothing going to change. I love boxing, but it is what it is. So stay tuned. Like, hate, subscribe, and we'll get back at it. DJ Kryptonite out.